What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second part in this little series that I'm doing on building your first dropshipping store and business, finding the products, creating them. We're going to get into all of that in further parts. Yesterday's series was what makes a winning product. Right, so this is going to be a following on video from that, thus being part 3. So this video is going to be at how you can actually go and find the products. And then tomorrow's video will be how you can create your first store and actually import the products from the Chinese suppliers into the actual store. But this is really crucial, so make sure you take notes. I would recommend on paper if you can. Yeah, there is also a link down below that you can click from this video that will allow you to open your first Shopify store, and your first 14 days will be free. It's something that I kind of sorted with them. So your first 14 days, 2 weeks, you won't pay anything, and you can just play around with the platform and get your first branded store up and running. So guys, let's dive into it. As I said, this video will be how to find different winning products to sell, and I'm going to show you multiple different methods. What I would recommend doing is trying all of them, kind of compiling a list of winning products, and then from there sorting through them and just crossing off, and then choose one. It's important that you choose one to start off with. You don't want to have 5 different products that you're trying to test unless you have tons and tons of money, because remember, you do have to pay to market them. Alright, so to get straight into it, the first method is going to be Amazon movers and shakers. Alright, what this is Amazon basically every day they list updates. These are products on Amazon, which is the name, moving and shaking. So essentially it's trending products. So products which today are getting much more olume than yesterday. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And you can pretty much choose any industry. If you want to sell something in the kitchen space, you'll get this. And you'll see that these are the products getting the most attention today that weren't doing anything yesterday, meaning they're new trends. And some of them, obviously you're not going to be able to sell, but some of them you can. Something like this looks pretty cool. Remember, you want to look for things exactly like this, things which are not entirely expensive, not very big, and easily to ship. Alright, so to get this, you literally just Google Amazon movers and shakers, and you can go through every single niche if you want. There's also multiple pages, and yeah, Amazon is the world's biggest marketplace. At least in terms of Western countries, so it's really good consolidation of kind of what's going on around you. So that's the first one. The second one, if you're doing that, you can also maybe do eBay. So eBay has pretty much the same thing. I would just recommend going with Amazon instead, because eBay has a lot of third-party sellers, so you're going to find it really difficult to actually source the products if you find something you like on eBay. But it's just somewhere you can, I guess, go and have a look. The second one is a website called myip.ms. Alright, and when you go to the site or when you Google it, you want to also put in Shopify. What this does is myip.ms is a site which basically crawls through every website on the internet and finds all the Shopify pages and then ranks them in order of getting the most traffic. Right, so now most dropshipping or most branded, in fact Shopify has, I think, 70% of all internet that is online shopping comes on Shopify. Again, I said there's a link down below. That's what we're going to be building the store on top of, and that's what most dropshippers use. So the reason why this is important is, let me go to it and show you. These are the #1 Shopifys. Alright, so that is the link that you get to manage your store. So the #2 store in the world is Colourpop, then Fashion Nova, Red Dress Boutique, and then you'll see Gymshark is 7th. So it's no surprise that these brands are obviously huge. They get millions and millions of visitors every single day. So what you want to do here is you want to come to this page and you want to go to about, I would say, number 5. What's happening? I don't know what's happening there. I feel I'm being human. Okay, that's something new. It's just right there. Okay, it's loaded. So these ones, the reason why you want to go to number 5 or even 6 and 7 is because number 1, when you're looking at sites like Gymshark, it's impossible to find new products on those sites because they're no longer looking at really groundbreaking products. They're now exercising more brand. So you want to avoid those. You want to go to, even 7. So these places are still getting thousands and thousands of visitors, maybe hundreds of thousands of visitors every single day, but they're not big enough to the point where you can no longer replicate what they're doing. And essentially you just want to go through one by one, look at their hottest selling products and what they're kind of promoting the most, and then go on AliExpress and search for the same product and see if you can find it, see how much of a markup that they're making, and then pretty much just copy what they're doing because it's obviously working if they're here, and just charge a little bit less for the product. That's literally it. And that's one of the big problems with dropshipping itself, is it's incredibly competitive because it's so easy to kind of go around others, and there's some ways that you can prevent that, but we'll get into that in a later video. Alright, so that's that. The second one is going to be, or the third one will be Facebook Ad Identifiers. Alright, what does this mean? If I can spell it. Right. When you scroll through your Facebook or Instagram feed, you see you get tons and tons of ads. The majority of those are actually coming from dropshippers, just because that's the number 1 place we go to market. So what you can do is, I believe the app is a Chrome extension, and it's called Turbo Ads, right? You can install it on your laptop, and then you essentially go to the Facebook website and you turn it on, and then it literally filters your feed to throw out anything which is not ads and just show ads. So essentially you're going to get a whole feed of ads that Facebook would have showed you, and you literally just scroll through it until you see products which look very interesting, they look new, they're getting a ton of engagement, so a lot of likes, a lot of comments, a lot of shares. Then you're going to go to their website and check that it's a Shopify site. The easy way to do that is go to the main website, so www.whatever.com, and just put in /admin, and it should take you to the Shopify login. Then again, go on AliExpress, search for the product, copy what they're doing, change the video a little bit, and there you go. Alright. Another method is going to be to use a software. Now there are literally tons and tons of softwares out there. You can literally just Google dropshipping software. When I say tons, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. And what these are is they essentially do this, but in a much broader level. So they kind of scroll through the whole of Facebook and the whole of Instagram and rank things by engagement and shares and what's new and what CPMs they're getting, etc. And it works really, really well. The majority of them you do have to pay for. So if that's something that you think will be worth it in the beginning, then definitely go for it. I don't at the moment use any, so I can't recommend one to use. But I have used them in the past. They do work really well. The only problem is try not to use one of the main ones because every dropshipper is on there. So there's no point if something new is found, but then a million people go and copy it. Alright, if you get what I'm saying. Another really, really great place to go and look is a website called thieve.co. Now, this again is a website tons and tons of dropshippers use. So I would be very careful about the type of products that you are choosing. Make sure that it's not a product that everyone else is trying to market, because then obviously if someone's on Facebook or Instagram and they see a million different brands marketing the same product, they're going to, number 1, choose the cheapest, which most likely is not going to be you, and then number 2, they're going to be confused as to if a million people are selling this, it's not really yours, it's not branded to a specific store, so you can't charge as much, right? The reason places like Off-White and Gucci can charge as much for their products is you can't buy the same thing with the same branding on down the road. Okay, so really, really important. This is what the website looks like. Again, you can choose different industries. So like if you wanted to sell something in the outdoors, you just click on outdoors and you'll see it will find a whole lot of products. So like this one is really, really big at the moment. Let me see, what else have they got here? Right, something like that. The rotating flashlight, something like this would do really, really well in dropshipping because it's saying you can get it for $19. You can probably get it for a little bit less, and you can charge something like $40, $50 for this because, you know, outdoor material, generally high quality, is surprisingly really, really expensive. And if you show this to someone who often does mountain biking, who's really interested in hiking or camping, they will be so convinced to buy this because I actually haven't seen this product before. So this one would be really, really good, especially because it only has 558 orders on it, so it hasn't like kicked off yet. It hasn't scaled to the point where everyone knows about it yet. So there's a really, really good product. The next one is going to be Kickstarter, and the other one is called Indiegogo. Right, these are startup sites, that's the name. So I've already found one. Essentially what these sites allow you to do is if you've got a good idea and you have got a good diagram and drawing or image of what you think it needs to look like, you can go and post it on here and provide incentives, and then other people can come and invest in your idea in return for getting something. Okay, if that makes sense. So this is something that I found on here just now. So this is Hexbot, the modular all-in-one desktop robot arm for everyone. Okay, so essentially it sits on your desk and it does a whole lot of cool stuff. So you can play chess. You can probably find something probably not as advanced because this looks like it does a ton of stuff, but you can find something similar on AliExpress that, you know, someone who spends a lot of time at their desk, especially people who are interested in tech, so coders, designers, you know, you can target people that work at Google, Apple. They would really go for this, and you can see that 1,000 people have already pledged £425,000 to the idea, and when the person started their idea, he was only expecting 38,000. So because people have gone so far ahead of what he was expecting, obviously it's a really good idea and people actually want it. So that's another great product that you can go and find something similar to. Okay, the next thing is going to be AliExpress recommendations. Okay, now what is this? So when you go to an AliExpress product and you click on something, so this is a product which literally was everywhere on Facebook and on Instagram, and tons of dropshippers made a fortune, like millions and millions of dollars selling these things. And you probably would have seen it. It's these glow-in-the-dark dog collars that everyone was buying. It's really cheap. It's $2. People were selling it for like $20, so huge profit margins. Obviously, don't go and sell this because it's so overused. Like, it's sold everywhere, and that's a very important thing that you need to look out for. You cannot sell stuff that everyone else is selling because then there's no point. Why would someone buy from you? But on AliExpress, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, it shows you these really cool recommended products. A lot of these recommended products are not viewed by lots of people because they generally just search for things and then look at the product and they don't come down here. And generally AliExpress is actually really good. So for example, here is the glove which takes off dog and cat hair. Also multi-million-dollar product, sold tons and tons of money. Again, wouldn't recommend using it. A lot of people have done it. This one I have not seen as often. So it looks like it's a cat toy. Right, now I would never buy this. Personally, this is not something that I would buy, but I do know that it is something that a very large majority of people would buy, especially if they're interested in cats. So on Facebook and on Instagram, when you're running ads, you can target people who just are interested in cats. So they follow lots of pages which just post cat pictures. They constantly are buying cat toys and cat food online. You know, they just love cats, and if you put a product like this in front of them, plus it looks like they have a really cool video, yeah they do, there's the cat. If you put that in front of someone who, you know, loves cats and has cats, you can get it for $1.50, plus if you do e-packet, right, so e-packet's quite expensive, the product's going to cost you $4, you can sell this for $20. so make $15 profit every single time. If you sell 10 of those, right, that's $150 profit. You sell 100, it's $1,500. And if you see some of the audiences of people that follow certain things, like cats, the audiences for cats is like 6 or 10, I think it's 20 something million or so on Facebook. 1,000 out of that huge audience pool is not that much to start making, you know, serious cash. Again, you'd have to do a lot more research on this product to see if you can find other things which are similar, because it doesn't have a lot of orders, so it is fairly undiscovered. But yeah guys, that is pretty much all the actual methods which you can go and implement. The last one that I want to talk about, which is not something that you can do on a computer, is really just awareness around you, right? And what do I mean by this? This is paying attention to trends around you which are sparking. So the biggest example of this is fidget spinners, all right? Now, I missed this one, but tons and tons of dropshippers didn't. I know a couple, and literally daily they were selling hundreds of thousands, $1 million or so of these fidget spinners, because you can get them from China for like 20 cents and you could sell them for $8, right? And literally thousands and thousands of people were buying them. And this is not something that you can find, you know, using these methods. This is just if you're sitting walking around or wherever you are, and if you see everyone around you kind of spinning these things, and then the next day you see even more people spinning them, just ask someone, what is it? And there will be a fidget spinner. Then go and Google it, and you'll see again more and more people around you using them. Then you know, okay, there's obviously a huge demand and a huge trend for it. Let me go and sell it. With this though, the other part of awareness that comes is you need to make sure that you are new. So you can't see that, you know, fidget spinners are being sold in Target and in like your local grocery store and then think, okay, I'm gonna go try and sell it online. People don't buy things online if they can buy it 5 minutes walking distance from them, right? So you need to get it so early that big stores haven't been able to catch on to the trend. And that's where dropshipping comes in because of speed. If you think of big moving stores, grocery stores and stuff, for them to sell fidget spinners, they have to place the order. It has to go through accounting. There's a big approval process that has to take place. Then it has to get shipped all the way to their distribution centers. Then it has to get divided into their stores. Then it has to be priced. Then it has to be laid out, as opposed to you literally coming on a website, pressing 3 or 4 buttons and having it done. That is the difference. In that time gap between them doing their whole process and you doing it in maybe 5-10 minutes, that is where the money is made in dropshipping, right? So I hope that helped. Let me know down below, or better yet, send me an Instagram DM showing me some of the products which you found, which you think have a lot of potential, and I'll give you my opinion on whether I think you can sell it, whether it would be great. Again, just do your research. If you find something which you think is working, go ahead and Google it, you know, search it on YouTube. Just make sure that everyone doesn't know about it before you try and sell it. All right. That's it for this one. As I said, the next part in this series will actually be showing you, you know, once you've found a product, how you can actually go and create a store, set up all the settings and import your first product, okay? And then after that we'll get into branding and then actually selling it and, you know, making the money. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, subscribe, let me know if you have any other comments or questions, and I'll see you in the next part.